We are continuing our live show, Mountain Connections, on this Tuesday. And in the past week and a half, schools across Utah and in Summit County have begun. One of those school districts that has recently started is North Summit School District, located in eastern Summit County in Colville. And joining us right now on the show is Superintendent Jerre Holmes. Jerre, thanks for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
It's great to see you, great to connect virtually. How are things going at North Summit School District?
Well, we're crossing our fingers because right now everything's going very well. We had a we had a super opening, and our plan is working so far. But we know that a lot of things can happen. But so far, everything's positive.
That is excellent news. Good to hear. Now, I know this is not a simple question, but what are some things that your school district has been doing, some plans that have implemented, some procedures that are different from years past to help reduce the spread of COVID-19 within the district?
Well, it's been an entire summer of planning, and obviously a summer like we've never had before, because planning for school to open this year has been, just as everyone has experienced, something completely unique. But obviously the mask thing was one of our biggest hurdles. We've got, as you know, I'm sure, people on both sides of the fence when it comes to the mask. Um, but aside from it, all of the other things that we've placed, I can't even tell you how many sanitizers in our buildings. Um, just the tape in the halls for lines, the social distancing that we're trying to promote. I don't think we've done anything out of the ordinary that other districts haven't done, but it's been quite a process for us.
And what does your format look like at North Summit School District? Do you have options for in-person, at home? Are kids deciding between being homeschooled, remote learning? What are some of those options right now?
So we are in person 5 days a week, and we also have the remote option for our students, and then obviously the homeschool option that just very few of our folks have taken. So we still have most of our students. We have about 60 who have chosen to stay registered with us, but to do it remotely. So it's affected most of our teachers in having to teach both in person and remotely simultaneously. So that's been a challenge, but so far so good.
And that's an excellent point to discuss. This has been really hard on the teachers, and teachers are very much rallying. They're coming together. They're finding ways to make this work while it's much more responsibility for them right now.
Well, it is, and it's we've been very fortunate because our teachers have they've been troopers. They want to be here. They want to teach their students in person. Obviously, that we have some concerns about adults being, as the data would show, a little more susceptible than children. So we have provided them with whatever PPE they have needed. We've given them each individual requests, and so we have some who would prefer not to wear a mask, but they do, and we also have some who are using all of the PPE available to them, including some plexiglass in front of their desks and their teaching stations.
And fall sports have begun. How is that going? I know you've had some games. The football team is playing. How are the teams, coaches? How are these events? How have they been?
They've been great. Well, we even played South Summit, our rival, and so our concern was, having too many people at the game, and so we've tried to keep it at below 50% capacity. So we gave each of our student athletes certain number of tickets, and allowed South Summit the same. Cheerleaders were able to have a couple of tickets for their parents, drill team the same, and so we've cut our crowds down, and for the most part, our fans have been pretty good about wearing the masks. Our coaches have been great. We've really promoted with their help to our athletes that number one, we want to be in school, because if we're not in school, we're not playing. And so the kids have really taken that upon themselves to help educate others and to promote the mask wearing. So on the sidelines, our players wear a mask, our cheerleaders wear masks unless they're performing, our coaches wear masks, and so we feel like we're doing all that we can. We also understand that it could happen anyway, but at the end of the day, I think we'll be able to look at ourselves in the mirror and know we did everything we could. So for right now, we're playing, and it's going well.
I know that in past years, the mental health of your students and staff has been a top priority within your district. This year, priorities have had to shift a bit, but how are you making sure that your students, your staff, are doing okay, especially in consideration of their mental health right now?
Well, fortunately, we live in a county where it is a priority, and I just met with our principals last week, and we needed to talk about things other than COVID-19, and the top of the list was the mental health of all of our people. And so, even though we are focused on the virus, we are also trying to be very cognizant of those mental health needs. We have a therapist who we added a day with him, so he comes 3 days rather than 2 days, and he's obviously busy. And also, the county has offered some group therapy for our teachers if they feel like that's something they need. We haven't gotten to that point yet, but to know that the offer is there, I think is comforting. And so, even though we're battling the pandemic, we will not fall short on trying to meet the needs of our kids, especially emotionally.
Well, it sounds like that overall, the beginning of school at North Summit School District has been a positive experience, and mostly things are going okay.
Oh, I wish everyone could have seen, especially our elementary students, when they arrived that first day. Uh, we probably had more violations of social distancing on the first day because kids wanted to hug their teacher from a year ago and their principal and the counselor, and uh, the we couldn't see the smiles on their lips, but we could see the smiles through their eyes, and it was a long time coming, and these kids were excited to get back. And I have two grandkids in our district, and they couldn't have been more thrilled to come back and see their friends.
Well, Jerre Holmes, Superintendent of North Summit School District, it's always a pleasure speaking with you today. We appreciate you taking the time to join us virtually here on Park City Television.
Well, thank you for having me.
We will be back with more on this Parenting and Education Tuesday right after this.